Violet is my best child, though she is a teenager now, and that hurts. She doesn't love me as much as she used to. Having a teenage daughter is like giving birth to your high school bully. They just get really mean all of a sudden. She's like Mussolini with a Stanley Cup. She's on TikTok so often, she's basically an instrument of the Chinese government. She's got a 45-step skincare routine and zero empathy. She's really beautiful, and she's intimidating and British, and she has rich parents. Oh my God. I just don't think she would have been my friend in high school. And she's a Swiftie, obviously. I know. Taylor Swift, over the last few years, has been responsible for more sobbing teenagers than Prince Andrew. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry, it never gets old. His type, but equally making fun of nonces. I gotta say thank you for the word nonce, by the way. Leave it to the British to add a touch of whimsy to even the darkest of subjects. Like in Canada, I'd have to say child sex abuse, but here, ooh, it's a bit of a nonce, isn't it? Ooh. It's lovely. It really rolls off the tongue. Like if you could separate it from its meaning, it sounds elevated, like a Michelin star restaurant, you know? Ooh, you've got to get a booking at Nantes. Try the aged venison fillet. Not too aged, don't worry. You are familiar with the concept of the restaurant. No, she's a Swiftie, and I like that. I think Violet has better role models than I had. Ladies, especially if you are my age, I'm just over 40 now, we're from a very toxic generation. The nothing tastes as good as skinny feels generation. The girl band generation. The now steals life-saving medication from diabetics and uses it to transform ourselves after this baby's born into Christina Aguilera. Generation. Violet's better than me, but she can't imagine what my life was like. It's so far removed, just that little amount of time. She says, well, what were you, Mum? What were you if you weren't a Swiftie? I was like, we were not organized into cults. How about that? No, but Mum, like, what were you then if you weren't a Swiftie? Were you a goth? Were you a jock? Were you a nerd? I panicked. She's so cool. I told her, I was a slag. You can't use this language with a teenager. She said, Mom, you are disgusting. I said, why? Ever since they changed Camilla's title from queen consort to queen, that's a victory for slags everywhere. I thought we were back, baby. Can't say slag. She said, surely you have better language. What would you call someone who's body positive? Sex positive. I said, honestly, a fat slag. I'm from a different time, bitch. Don't hate on my culture, you're triggering me. Can't say fat, can't say slag. Fat slags are some of the best slags we had. You could rely on a fat slag. Forget the AA, this was the 4th emergency service. You better hope you're on a night out with a fat slag, you'd have the time of your life. The world is apparently fat-phobic now. And look at me, having babies the way a drunk person eats chicken nuggets. All at once, with complete disregard for what it's doing to my body. Yum, 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 yum. If I weren't as old as I am, I would actually have more. I think I would. I would be like Boris Johnson if he acknowledged them all. He doesn't. I would be like Elon Musk, but I know what it feels like to fuck for free. That guy's such a loser. He could come out of an orgy and still look like one of the in-betweeners somehow. I would have more. I would be like Stacey Solomon, but without the glue gun, because what's that? Is that crafting or a cry for help, babe? What's she doing? Lovely girl, I love watching her clean her house online, but I don't get it. It's like, look what I've done, Joe. I've taken garbage, yeah? And I've spent all day building it into still trash. We're gonna have 11 kids to ignore them all day and spray paint the bins. I realized that I am fat phobic. I am, because I don't want to be fat anymore after this pregnancy. And that's bad, because I have a lot of beautiful, fuller-figured, curvaceous friends. I don't judge them. I think they look great. I didn't realize I was fat phobic until I got super fat in my pregnancy with, guess which baby, the boy. Yes, men, antagonizing me since before you are born. Cheers for that. I don't know what happened with Fred. In my pregnancy with him, I sort of stayed normal everywhere but gained 4 stone all in my neck for some reason. I got pregnant in my throat like a tropical frog. I looked like I was on an economy flight to Aberdeen with the neck pillow, just... I had chin cleavage for like 7 months. I looked like a white Terry Crews. And I didn't like it. There were some online complaints. And I found out that people, especially in entertainment, they reserve a specific vitriol if your body doesn't look the way that they want. And then when I realized this, I thought, oh no, I started to see fat phobia everywhere. So do you remember this heavy-set man, Gavin Plum? I mean, he was fat. He just got sentenced to life in prison for his plot to kidnap and murder Holly Willoughby, the nation's sweetheart. Do you remember him? Yeah. He got life in prison, which shocked the shit out of me. I was like, oh, finally, the criminal justice system are prioritizing women's safety. One rich, hot, white, famous woman, but it's a good start. Hopefully soon it will extend to those of us who don't have our own M&S line. But he nearly got off just for being fat. They thought he was jolly, I don't know. They thought he didn't have it in him. When they apprehended him in his home, it was full of weapons. He had kidnapped women before. He was a really dangerous man. He was obsessed with Holly Willoughby. Who isn't? He was stalking her. He knew the map of her house, the route she took to work. They caught him because he was in chat rooms internationally trying to find accomplices to come and help him kill Holly Willoughby. Yet at his trial, his lawyer, a white woman, over 40, she stood before the judge and the jury and the nation and she said, "My client never would have killed Holly Willoughby." Direct quote, "Look at him, he's too fat to jump over her fence."